Hello, and welcome to another episode of Undiscovered Beasts and Strange Phenomena. Please join our experienced and knowledgeable panel of hosts as we explore the great mysteries of our time: Bigfoot, UFOs, ghosts, and unexplained phenomena.
And hello, everyone. This is Julie Rench, your host of Timber Devil, High Strangeness in the Forest. We are delving into part 2 of a 3-part series titled the Uwharrie Files, and they are some clips of audio recorded from my property right outside of the Uwharrie Forest in North Carolina, where I live. And if you haven't heard part 1 yet, I would suggest go back and listen to it so you can understand what the audio project's about and what David Ellis's involvement is with the project and how long I've been doing it and so forth. And why it started. So, and also there's a lot of really good audio on the first part as well. So, right now I'm at our place at the beach, so it's going to be very relaxed and casual. My cat here is running around and bouncing off the walls, so if you hear a meow every once in a while, it's just my cat 7, so he's kind of hyper right now. I apologize for that in advance. But so let's just dive right into some more audio. The stuff I have for you tonight, a lot of it is going to be voices and vocals. Unsure of what's making these sounds. Again, I'm not claiming this is paranormal or this is Sasquatch or this is anything like that. I'm just sharing with you audio that I have captured from a digital recorder that I leave out on my back. So this is from the last 6 months and between midnight and 4 a.m. That seems to be the most busy time that I've got, different recordings. So let's go ahead and do 2 interesting vocals. And I apologize for the way it sounds, or at least that particular clip. I am on my cell phone, so it does make a little bit of a difference than if I'm doing this at home. So let's go to 3 howls. Not quite sure what is making these sounds, but nonetheless, this is what I captured. Now, in that, you can definitely hear there's coyote in the mix of that audio. What happened was there was a pack of coyotes, and they were going off, and just going absolutely nuts. And in the middle of that were these weird long vocals. So let's go to one that's called Crow Talker. And David Ellis titled this particular vocal, if you will, Crow Talker, because it sounds like a 500-pound crow in the forest. And he has had a lot of these type sounds sent to him by people from all over the country, from areas that have a high suspicion to have Sasquatch in the area, or from people's property who have seen them on their property. And again, this is called Crow Talker. I'm not sure what could possibly be making that sound. It seems kind of high-pitched. We don't have wolves in my part of the country, or in my part of the state. We don't have wolves. We don't have elk. We do have coyote. We have deer. We have fox. We have, the usual animal life out there, but we just, there's no coyote, no elk. So, that kind of rules those two sources out. Let's play, this one is called Hint of Talking. And it sounds like something vocalizing, and it almost sounds like it's trying to speak. Yeah, so I'm not sure what that's all about. So now this one is called Percussive Sound in a Vocal. Okay, so what that is something bangs on something like rather hard, and it's rather close to my house. Not sure why something is banging on something in the middle of the night and then making those weird vocalizations after. Now again, I've heard some of this stuff while I'm out at the fire pit by myself at night. It's not the best thing to have happen to you when you're out there by yourself, especially when it's kind of close and you hear the pounding on in one area, and then there's a response of pounding or knocking from another area in the woods back and forth. I've had that happen to me. The next one I'm going to play for you is called Shout and Response. Now, at the very end of that, there's something being thrown. You can hear it going through the branches. Not sure what that is, but that was very close to the house. The next one I'm going to play for you is Undulating Whoop. And that one's kind of interesting because there's different. To the whoop, there's actual there's different levels of the same vocalization. It goes from low to high and high to low. Very interesting. Now the next ones I'm going to play for you. Just some voices I captured. Now these are all from the same night and happened within an hour. I think it was between 1 and 2 in the morning, and they are caught at different times, but it was all within a 1 hour period. Okay, and keep in mind these are looped 5 times, so it's not the same sound over and over that something's making. It's the same sound being looped 5 times so that you can hear it more than one time. Normally if you hear something once, you're like, well, I'll play it again. So it's normally looped 5 times, and that's the way that David Ellis sends it to me after he has analyzed my audio. And here's the second part. There are actually 4 parts to this, and this is the second one. Yeah. And that, I'm not sure what that's saying. It sounds like a question, though, to me. And here is the third part. Yeah. Okay, so here is the fourth part of the voice from that night. So here we go. So yeah, those 4 vocalizations there sounds to me like the same voice, and I'm hearing just one voice. I'm not hearing what I think to be 2 separate voices. And again, I'd appreciate any feedback from my listeners if you want to give me ideas of what you think you're hearing or what it could be. I'm totally open for conversation and opinions and suggestions. You can contact me through my email. It's julie.rench@yahoo.com, julie.rench@yahoo.com. Okay, so the next one is called Voice and Vocal. That one's really strange. I mean, all of these are really strange, but that one is pretty interesting. Okay, so now the last one that I have for tonight is one that I recorded. It was about 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was not outside at this time. And this is one that has not been edited in any way. It has not been, it's been obviously ran through a spectrograph for signature comparison, but it has not been edited, volume or background noise out or any of that. So this is just raw audio. To me, and this is just my personal opinion, it sounds like walking and some type of breathing sound and then a moan. And I believe it's looped 3 times. Yeah, so I think that's very interesting. Not sure what that could be, or certainly not who that could be. It just baffles me, especially that moaning. It's just very odd. And tonight's show is going to be not as long as my previous show, or as long as part 3 will be, again, because I'm on vacation. But, this is just an example of some of the things that I've caught from my property. I just have a normal digital recorder. It's out and records all night long. And then I analyzed everything through spectrograph. Anything of interest I send off to David Ellis from the Olympic Project, and he goes through it, analyzes it, runs it through spectrograph, looks at the signatures. So, most of this audio isn't just based on what you hear. It's also based on how it appears on the spectrograph. What the signature looks like. So, it's been vetted. It's, some of it has been, some of the background noise has been taken out, but David prefers to leave as much in as you can, because if you start taking out too much, then, it kind of alters what the actual sound of the audio when it's being recorded sounds like. So, that's why you're going to hear dogs in the background. You're going to hear a million frogs and crickets and, it's just, I pretty much live in the forest, so there's all kinds of noises going on back there. But, I appreciate you guys listening. And now next month I'll be back with part 3, and I'll be sharing some more audio. I wanted to focus more on the voices on this one. And then after the part 3, I'm going to start interviewing some people that have had Sasquatch encounters in the Uwharrie and in different states here in the southeast, because, a lot of people are like, oh, well, Bigfoot can't exist in, anywhere but California. People don't understand that just about every state has had some type of documented reports, especially North Carolina. We have a lot going on in North Carolina. We have the Appalachian Mountains on the west. We have the Uwharrie Mountains in the central part. And then on the east coast, we have a lot of marshland. We have Dismal Swamp. There's been a lot of reports out of Dismal Swamp. And the creatures that people have encountered up there in the northeast part of the state are absolutely terrifying. They describe them as being about 7 feet tall, the pointed ears, the elongated snout, walking on 2 legs. It's just, very reputable people have, had these encounters, shared their experience. Most people took them years to come out and talk about it because, they didn't want to be ridiculed and people think they're crazy. But, when people start hearing stories being told from other people, that may give them, more courage to come forward and talk about the encounter that they had, or what they witnessed. And if any of you who are listening would like to be a part of the show and talk about your experience, I would like to hear from you as well. So be sure to email me or get a hold of Mike Richburg, or Adam Davis, the host of Undiscovered Beasts and Strange Phenomena show, which is the sponsor of my show here, the Timber Devil. So, and with that, I'm going to wrap it up. But again, next month, I'll be bringing you some more interesting audio from my property. I'm going to continue with this audio project, for as long as I can. And it's been going on almost 3 years now. So, yeah, we have a lot of interesting things going on. And I will actually have Don Tart on the show in the coming weeks. He has been at my property, and he brought what they call a spirit box, and where you ask questions, and the device runs through white noise, and sometimes you get responses to your questions. And I'll let him tell you about what happened when we were sitting around my fire pit that night. with his spirit box. So that's going to be an interesting show for you guys. I'm also going to have David Pardue on. He has had a lot of experience in the Uwharrie and has had several encounters with Sasquatch creatures there in the Uwharrie. You know, he investigated for over 10 years and still continues to do so there. So, you know, I hope you continue to join me on the show, and I really would like to hear from you if you have any comments. So again, this is Julie Rench with Timber Devil, High Strangeness in the Forest, and thank you for listening.